Good afternoon and welcome to Thompson Football Ground, Godfrey Street here in East Geelong for the 1996 Geelong District Football League start of the finals, week 1. It's the elimination final this afternoon and it's Werribee Centrals and Bellpost Hill. And it should be a big match this afternoon. The ground is in perfect condition and a little bit windy, but we have been able to get the tarp up this afternoon. Brett Rovere has finally got it up on the roof for the second time in this month, actually. A couple of times have been on the ground, but today we're up above the Thompson ground, which is looking an absolute picture this afternoon as we look out there. As I welcome my co-commentator this afternoon, Ron Brain, and our special comments man for the first time. He's joined the guest video team and he'll be joining us throughout the finals, the coach of the Geelong West Cricket and Football Club, Stuart Scott, is here with us this afternoon. Ron, good afternoon to you firstly.
My mate Twanger. Good on you, Twang.
He doesn't know what he's got himself in for here.
Now look,
he's
talking about last week too, I was disgusted with our technician director. I thought it was a very, very ordinary effort last week. I'm not putting the tarp up. I would have loved to see him end up in Corio Bay. Fair dinkum.
You're a very hard man, Ron, are you? Unbelievable, the win last week. And it's a bit windy here this afternoon. It'll be favouring the right of screen for our guest video viewers. We saw in the reserves game, which North Geelong did win 10-12, 72-5, 6-36 against Bannockburn.
They're red hots.
Oh, you're unbelievable. That the right of screen will be the one which will be doing most of the attacking this afternoon, as we saw last week in the game with Werribee Centrals and Eastern Suburbs. Now, boys, well, it should be a pretty close tussle. We've seen Werribee Centrals in round 17 defeat Bannockburn there last week, go down to Eastern Suburbs, and we were there covering that match. Bellpost Hill won 3 on the trot now. Haven't played anybody of any note. They've played East Belmont in the last round and had a big confidence-boosting win, but it should be a big tussle this afternoon. Ron?
Yeah, look, I'm sorry, just finishing a nice potato cake here, which has been proudly cooked by the Bannockburn Football Club.
The Bannockburn Football Club,
doing
yes,
the catering
they've done a great
this
job.
afternoon, and they're doing a great job, and that's probably the why they win the premiership by 8 goals. But getting back to the serious stuff, and I've noticed too, Jason, Bellpost Hill's Kari was talking to me at the Valley Inn on the way through. I just had to pop in and put a couple of bets on and didn't have a drink, of course. And he said to me, why does Jason Doherty hate us all the time? He's never picked us all year. And I look at the program today and you've gone Bellpost Hill by 8 points.
I have.
So he'll be very happy about it.
I know he will be. Actually, he's come up and said hello to me today, which is good. So I'm obviously back in the wheel at Bellpost Hill, which is good to hear.
Now, Stewie Scott, Twang, lovely to have you on board, mate, the guest video team. Now, tell me, for God's sake, why are journalists sitting on the fence all the time? A bloke by the name of Jason Doherty that writes the article in the Advertiser doesn't make decisions. Very indecisive. Can you explain why?
That's probably why they're sitting up here, Ron, and aren't playing the game.
What are you talking about? I've just picked Bellpost Hill by 8
people that read
points.
the Advertiser, I mean, I read it
Read
too
the record.
myself on Friday. Very important part too, and I can't repeat that thing about Aitken. Simon, I can't say it. I'm sorry. I've got a mate down here, Babsy.
Mr. Primus has been made a councillor.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so, yep. This afternoon, Twang, who do you think?
Twang.
Twang, I like that.
Don't
No,
like
Stewie,
this.
Bellpost Hill or Werribee? You've obviously played both sides. You've had a good look at them this season. And do you think the talls from Werribee Centrals or the running midfield of Bellpost Hill will be too strong this afternoon?
Well, you'd like to think that probably the weather conditions would suit Bellpost Hill a little bit more with the wind. I mean, it's going to be obviously very hard to mark the ball. Probably form over the last 4 or 5 weeks has probably been a little bit hard to pick. I mean, Bellpost Hill have had an easier run, but they have won convincingly, so it's good to come in the finals in good form. I've sort of looking through it, Werribee are probably the only form they've probably had in the last 3 or 4 weeks is beating Bannockburn, which is no easy task, but I think they'd be a little bit concerned going down to Eastern Suburbs last week. They'd like to go in with a win against them as well. Just with the weather conditions, the ground conditions, I think that Bellpost Hill would start favourites. Probably the reason why both of these sides finished 4th and 5th respectively is probably their inconsistency throughout the year. So it's probably, as I said, a very hard one to pick because the form from both sides has been a bit patchy. Bellpost Hill possibly would have liked a harder game in the last couple of weeks just to get a bit better gauge than what they have had. But at the same time, winning games by 20, 30 goals is great for your confidence. And I think Werribee would have a little bit of doubt in their minds after last week's loss to Eastern Suburbs. So I think that Bellpost still would be happy enough to be probably favourites for the game, and rightly so.
That's a good call. I couldn't have said a truer word. Fair dinkum, Twang. Would you prefer Stuart or Twang, mate?
Stuart, I think.
Stuart?
Oh, I'm easy, Ronnie. No matter what I say, you'll say the opposite anyway.
But now look, getting back to the footy, you're right. Confidence is a marvellous thing. You can attack the ball with confidence and know that it's going to stick. When you get a bit of doubt in your mind, it bounces over your shoulder, it bounces to your left, bounces to your right, and you look awfully stupid. I think you'll find Bellpost Hill will win this game comfortably here this afternoon because of the conditions. Certainly it's dry, but the blustery, windy conditions will make marking very, very awkward. And I think you'll find that the sweepers, the Walls, the Feldmans, and also the Christensens, the Lewises, will have a picnic here this afternoon.
Well, the Bell Post still captain David Wall, who actually celebrates his 21st birthday tomorrow, so we wish him happy birthday from the guest video team. He has won the toss and is kicking to the right of screen for our guest video viewers, so that is with the breeze, and that breeze is probably 4 or 5 goals in this first quarter. And the umpires this afternoon, Darren Santaspirito and Damien McMaster in the centre, Adam Astle and Mark Isaacs on the boundary, and Eric Billing and Robbie Perrins are in the goal square looking after the umpires this afternoon.
And don't forget, the men in white are always right, and I hope you blokes down here remember that. Any bagging of the umpires and you'll be absolutely sent off the ground.
The umpire, Santaspirito, holds the ball aloft in the middle. In fact, it's umpire McMaster. He's going to start the elimination final, GDFL final series about to commence. He puts the ball down. It's going to be Illick and Vilchins in the middle, and he's going to have a big task this afternoon. Illick, he gets the first step out too. Coming off his wing there was Delaney. Can't get it. Comes out the wall. Whoosha! Pick it up. Oh, he gets knocked off the ball, but he gets it towards Cossack at 50. He runs inside. Goes to the breeze as he put it through. 30 seconds in. He's done so. Belpo still great start out of the middle.
Oh, they're there!
And Jamie Cossack has finished it off for the first goal for Belpo still this afternoon. And a great start for the Panthers. They lead one straight goal, 6 points. And we've only been going 30 seconds in this first quarter.
Well, my time clock didn't even start. That's how well I'm going. Fair dinkum. That was it quick. And what about the young kid? I mean, he's given away inches and poundage to the big fella Vilsons and got first handle on the football in the 1996 inaugural elimination final. It'll go down in history that the big ruckman from Belpo still got first handle on the footy of the elimination final in 96.
And we'd like to thank the Great Western Hotel for supplying the beverages for Ron this afternoon before he got to the game. That was great of him. It was good. He's fired up. It's good to see. Back in the centre again. And umpire McMaster do it all over again. This one's a poor bounce. Goes towards Wall again. He can't take it. Edgar's right next to him. Matheson on hands and knees came from centre half forward. Handball towards Darlow. Running through there. Sean Lewis can't pick it up. Vilchins gets a quick kick towards centre half forward. Comes back towards Darlow on hands and knees again. He's going to work hard this afternoon for Werribee. And umpire Santaspirito to come in and bounce the ball at centre half forward for Werribee.
Can I just ask Twanger, David Wall's aggression at the football there in that encounter, and it was met pretty solidly by his opponent too. Coming through was Barry Delaney pretty strongly.
Yeah, tremendous from Wally. Only setting the example being the captain, and it's a couple of times he's had to commit his body on the line. The first time they got a goal out of it, and there's a reply there from Centrals. Yeah, but Wally
and there is the danger man that just kicked it too, Lukey Luddick in the forward pocket. I tell you, he can have a picnic there this afternoon because a real opportunist for the Centrals. Handy goal.
Well, the ball went up to Kochevatkin there from full forward, came out, gave a slick handball, and Luddick finished off with his left foot for the first Werribee goal, and a quick reply for the Centrals. One straight goal apiece now on the LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard here at Thompson this afternoon. And we've been playing 1.5 minutes in this first quarter, so a good start for both sides.
Yeah, Kari did say to me before the game, a bit concerned about Luddick.
Back in the centre, Illick got it down towards Drysdale. Handball out towards Sean Lewis. Gets around one. Gets onto his right boot. Kicks it across the ground towards his brother Nathan against two. Little nudge and then takes the mark, does he? Yes, he does, umpire Santaspirito says. And the buffer. Can't play on from the mark there, Christian Scooter. And Nathan Lewis is going to have to take it back on the wing. Grandstand side.
Now, what do you think about the conditions here, fellas? The ground, Thompson Footy Club, credit to them, isn't it?
Sensational, Ronnie. Sensational conditions concerning the weather we've had over the past month.
Oh, Lewis, great kick towards Feldman. Can't take the mark, though. Two against him there, Buck and also Greg Hart. And
no excuses, he dropped the soda.
Interesting move there, boys. Feldman full forward has been for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
with Whitey out.
Kicked 9 last week against East Belmont, so his confidence is obviously sky high. And yep, David White sitting on the bench this afternoon.
Just hope they don't lose that aggression and drive from the centre that Feldman does give when he's ruck.
Bit of a luxury, isn't it?
Yeah,
down
it definitely is. Yeah.
And with the start like that, that wouldn't help his confidence either. Boundary throw in the right forward pocket. Good work there from the big fella Day. Hit it forward, but always hit it straight down the throat of Sean Lewis. Off hands. Oh, we should have kicked it, son, on your left foot. Put the hill under all sorts of pressure. A little bit of inexperience there from Sean Lewis. He could have kicked a certain goal for mine. And Greg Hart goes out wide to the outer side of the ground now, looking for his half-back flanker. Vilsons it was. Oh, he's decked one bloke there, two behind the play. Umpire said no, his head's still on his shoulders. We'll let play continue as we see it now. Going out there, Cunningham can't get a handle on it. And Vilson's very aggressive early stages of the 96 elimination final.
Certainly is. Across on the outer side now. Half forward flank for Belpost. Still over the back. Hart gets a tap down in front. Oh, straight through the legs of Greg Hart there. Falls towards Illick, the big man. Gets onto his right boot. Vilchin's dropping back in front of Feldman. Feldman picks it up, turns around on a 5-cent piece and gets tackled as he kicks. Good pressure from Gareth Buck. And it's actually hit the behind post and will be a boundary throw in right next to it. Grandstand side. Belpost Hill.
Hasn't he got a left foot, Shuey?
Well, it didn't seem to be that way. He seemed to be right with the left foot, and he's turned back and put a bit of pressure on himself.
Wow.
When
cost him a goal.
It did.
Comes at the back of the pack to Feldman again. Handball. Nobody there in support though. And it's Adrian Hart gets a handball out. Good switch of play. Morley now running through centre half back. Gets around Cook easily. In towards Darlow in the middle. They're running now. Werribee. He keeps going towards good kick too towards Slade Hennessy at centre half forward for the Centrals. Kochevakin goes, but good play there to getting back. Brendan Christensen can handball to Wall, who can run through the middle now. Wally. He's got Lewis on support, but now he uses him. It's in front of Nathan Lewis. He comes towards half forward. He picks it up. Cossack runs straight into him. He could have shepherded. Barry Delaney gets the ball out towards Adrian Hart. Can handball. He elects to kick towards the safety of the boundary line. Scooter getting over there. He's not going to be able to keep it in. And it's going to be a boundary throw in just on the attacking side of wing for the Werribee Central side.
Bit of nerves there, boys, I think.
Poor communication, wasn't it? Cossack should be the runner out to him. Get out of his way, son.
Boundary throw in now. Illick has to run back at it. There's a couple go up. McClure, Bartolo at the front. Kick smothered. Falls towards Spicer. Can't pick it up the first attempt. He's got support though. Barry Delaney. His handball smothered. Johnny Drysdale. Good handball to McClure. Quick kick across the ground's going to be okay because Hancock's going to get there first. He's got a bit of time to pick it up. He's got support with Cameron Carr. He gets around Cunningham easily on the wing. Now he can drive forward long. Feldman the lead. Also Sveljak up there. Good play over the back. Buck. He dropped it though. Feldman turn around. Kick the goal, son. He's done it. Lucks a fortune there. Feldman at the back of the pack. But got the ball, and Belpost Hill second goal.
Well, good footy, and it's come up 6 minutes to this first quarter, and the LBW Chartered Accountant first quarter scoreboard. And Stewie, if you've had any stress or worries in your life, give LBW Chartered Accountants a call on 216 111 because they'll fix the problem. Level 4 Commonwealth Bank building in the city, and Belpost Hill 2 straight goals, 12 points. They lead Werribee Centrals 1 straight goal, 6. LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard.
Interesting move there. We've got Louis starting on the half back line from the wing and probably hoping to create a bit of run through that area, but I'd just be a little bit concerned with Spicer ready on the wing. Just want to keep a bit of an eye on that one with the knot from the centre.
Illick gets a tap down towards Bartolo, who runs straight through. He's got support Sean Lewis, but the handball's poor. Delaney's there also, who's worked hard in the first 6 minutes of this elimination final. Comes towards Morley again. He's going to follow it up. He's got it now. Handball to the big man, Vilchins. He handball, gets it to Cunningham, but leaves it behind. Sean Lewis now, great pick up. That's a throw nearly towards Hancock. Put him under pressure. Then he's tackled without the footy, is he? Yes, he is. He's going to get the free kick on the wing. He played for that and got it. And Hancock now on the wing goes long towards centre half forward. Cossack's back there and Adrian Hart. Good punch away by Hart. Edgar at the front of the pack, going to be tackled but gets his kick away towards the wing. Hennessy attacks the ball and picks it up, does he? Yes, he does. Lewis comes at him. He's got support Spicer. He gives it to Morley. Morley could give it a Hart, but then he goes around back onto his left boot. Short little kick towards Hennessy. They're mucking around with it on the wing. Gets it to Spicer, then to Morley again. So they've worked hard there. Adrian Hart now on half forward, come up from the half back flank. Goes long towards Kochevakin. Good thump away though. Great thump away to Illick.
Oh, it's worth a kick!
Illick wide towards Lewis and Wall, and these two are going to create havoc by the looks of it. Nathan Lewis has got the footy.
Was that Betty in the back line then?
It is.
That all the way with the 3/4 length sleeves. The sleeves look stupid, I tell you, Bats, but I tell you what, the punch was a beauty.
Goes up towards centre half forward. In fact, the half forward flank. Cossack's taken the mark. Sveljak gave him the lead. Feldman short. He's going to go towards Sveljak now. Getting back there. Vilchins is going to be 1 against 2. Sveljak, Vilchins can't take the mark. Fall to ground. Sveljak tripped. Is he held on to? Yes, he is. There's no free kick.
Jeez.
Was that a free kick, Stewie?
Certain free kick there. Either that or he's a good actor, one of the two. If he was acting, he shouldn't be playing footy.
Umpire McMaster was the umpire in question.
So behind to Belpost Hill. Their first 2-1-13. And Werribee Central's 1 straight goal, 6 points.
Fellas, what's the breeze worth? Because it is favouring the right of screen.
I'd think 4 goals.
Yeah,
Stewie?
I think you'd really appreciate the fact if you're trying more so to kick into it than actually kicking with it where the problem could be. I mean, the skills are going to be down kicking into the wind.
Falls towards Bartolo from that kick in. Can he finish it off? He's kicked it straight back to the full back, and he hasn't been able to take the mark. That's Gareth Buck. It was a poor kick in by Buck then, but it's pushed through for another behind.
What about the kick from Bartolo? I would have kicked it through the school window down there 70 metres away.
Yeah, but you're a great player, Ron. And
couldn't get it over the full back.
Johnny can't live up to your expectations, unfortunately, this afternoon. Buck the kick in again. He goes short, and it's a lot better. It's in the back pocket. And Goes towards Edgar and also Cunningham. It runs across from half-back. Takes the mark in between full-back and centre half-back. Goes to the outer side. It's going to hold up in the breeze. Vilchin's behind. Illick in front does very well. Falls towards Cunningham. Slick handball to Edgar on half-back. Goes with his right boot around the corner towards a wing. Matheson used his body very well there against McClure. Gets the play moving towards Luddick and also Matty Lewis coming out batty. Leads Kochevakin in the race of the ball. Goes long towards the centre of the ground. Sensational kick. David Wall sits and waits. Gets around Barry Delaney easy as you like. Goes left foot. The lead zone from Feldman. And can't take the mark. Good support though. Cosick turns around on his left boot. Goes towards Tommy. He's got the legs pumping over there with Galauka. But he can't take the mark and keep the ball in. It's going to be a boundary throw in the forward pocket.
Tommy Svell just got a new jumper on. I reckon that number 8 on his back's bigger than the last one he had on.
No, I'd say the reason for that is that the last number 8 jumper he had on, he probably got ripped off his back.
I tell you what, you're looking all right though too, that number 8 jumper. What do you reckon, Twink?
Great build-up actually there by Belpo. Still running.
Sensational batty, isn't he? Terrific.
Running the ball out of the back line. That's where Werribee could struggle a little bit. They're very quick out of the back line. Belpo still, and they're giving their forwards early opportunities by moving it quickly.
Okay, ball's been cleared though by Justin Morley, who's been terrific for the Centrals. There's been a whistle on play. Oh, let him go, umpire. He's pulled him back over the mark. I would have loved to see him kick one from there. But now, the young fella, Nathan Lewis, I tell you what, Buff, he'll bang it in. It's a shocker. Drops short, but can he get there? Yes, he can. The big lunge from Vilsons. The earth moves as he crashes to the ground. Feeds off the hand pass to Buck. Buck goes out wide, finds Cunningham, who's cool. Kick, though, a little astray. Look there for Darlow, the dasher. But he couldn't get there in time. It's out of bounds, out of sight of the ground, as we see all those pretty flags over there of GFL clubs fluttering in the breeze.
Last effort down in the forward line. No Belpo still play a push down at all and tried to make a contest. So we had Brett Feldman and Tommy Feldvac, and we've got Vilsons down. I think Ann Stossick's got to make his way down to that forward line when there's a long kick.
Christensen goes towards half forward. In front there was that looked like Paul Day at centre half back against Stossick this afternoon. Comes back towards Illick, the big man for Belpo. Still Sean Lewis there with him in support. They can't keep the ball in though on half forward. It's going to be a boundary throw. We've been playing 11.5 minutes in this first quarter. Werribee Central's Belpo still 2-2-14. Lead Werribee Central's one straight goal. And the boys on the scoreboard across the ground there need to get the teams right and the scores.
Yeah, they do. They've you mucked it up, so to speak. And they will rectify it if they're listening to 89.1 Country FM. Next week they'll pick it up.
Good work.
Thank you, Mother.
Ball up at half forward. Illick and Vilchins. Illick gets a tap down towards Bartolo. Sean Lewis, can he break the tackle? No, he can't. Barry Delaney, good second effort too, just outside defensive 50. Goes towards the wing and holds up. Good punch away there. Lewis falls towards Looky. There he is. Cook gives it to Hancock. Handball's good to Bartolo at centre half forward. Goes towards Speljack and Galauka. Glauker in front takes the mark and plays on quickly. Gets around Drysdale. Goes towards the outer side, half forward flank. In fact, half back flank. But he's missed everything there. It's going to be a free kick.
I mean, Galauka, great game last week. Wasn't acknowledged either. He's obviously upset the team manager from the Centrals because he didn't get in the best 5 last week. I thought he was their best player. Anyway, I mustn't know much about footy. I tell you what, that time he brought himself undone because he's kicked it straight out of the park. And now here come the hill!
Once again, boys, that's the problem. They haven't got a big fella dropping down. They're allowing Vilson just to stand there. They need a bigger bloke to go down and try and drag the big fella out of the way.
Edgar goes towards half back, and Spicer and Nathan Lewis fight for the ball, and they see it over the boundary line.
I mean, it's obvious they've been instructed to leave it open for Feldman to lead into.
But they just need somebody to go behind him, don't they, and drop back around him. Yep. Boundary throw in, half forward for Belpo, still grandstand side. Vilchins and Hancock. Cook over the back, taps back into the centre. Illick's there, the big man. Pretty mobile, but he's tackled on this occasion and drops the ball. Darlow gets away quickly. Had a good game last week for the Centrals. Goes up towards Matheson, who slips over, and McClure pushing the back there. They both slipped over at the same time.
Very soft.
Matheson got the free kick at centre half forward. The lead's on from Kochevakin. He goes towards him, getting back there. Luddick and Lewis and Carr also. Carr first in possession. Buchanan there for the Centrals, and Cameron Carr sees it over the boundary line in the back pocket for Belpo still.
A little bit slow, I think, in the forward line Werribee Central. So Kochekafin's been caught behind a couple of times. Obviously, Batty's fairly quick off the mark, so that's possibly something that Werribee will have to have a look at.
Boundary throw in.
Yes, he did well there, but got caught. No support at ground level either. And breaking clear was Christian Scooter. And Scoots with cool. Can't collect it as finds Hancock. Hand pass, a good one. The run of Buffer is a beauty because Buffer's found Cossack. Oh, let him go, umpire! They've taken over the game already, these maggots in white. As we see now, they've got to go back and kick over the mark, but I thought he was on the mark when he picked the ball up.
Cossack now from 50. Going long towards Feldman and Speljack. It's over. Oh, Tommy can't take the mark. He had to sit there too. Fell into his arms but couldn't take the mark and rushed through for a behind.
I may have been wrong on that call, gentlemen, but still, I thought you give the player making the play every opportunity.
The umpire won't be worrying about you anymore anyway, Ron. My goodness. Gareth Buck, he heard you from the centre too. Buck kicks out towards the outer side, half-back flank, looking for Vilchins and Illick, who's done pretty well in this first quarter. Vilchins there, gets a quick kick away towards the wing, but there's nobody there for Central's. Carr tried to take the mark, couldn't do so. Darlow now can get it for Central's, go towards Buchanan. Good tap on two to Matheson. That was classy. Goes towards Kochevatkin and Batty. Batty's got support with Scooter there as well. Batty, good tackle. No, gets a kick away towards the safety of the boundary line. It's going to stay in though. Matheson's there. Oh, wrapped up. That's ball. McClure got him and advantage paid. Matty Lewis from half-back now goes along towards centre-half forward. Stosic, Day in front. Stosic takes the big mark over the back. The Stos!
The big ant!
Stosic.
I tell you what, he's like an encyclopedia.
Goes towards Tommy. Speljack held there. Kosick runs straight through without the footy. Bartolo's there as well. He gets support from Speljack. Turns around. Handball back towards Wall. Watch him run away. Handball to Tommy. Tommy on the right. Can he kick the goal? It goes towards... Speljack's down!
Tommy has topped it right through the high diddle. And I tell you, Tommy, that was magnificent.
Good work, Bellpost Hill to the middle of the ground again. And
Friendly
Ron
Hill.
Brain's on the wagon. Watch out. He's on the Bellpost Hill bandwagon. It's 3-3-21 Bellpost Hill. Werribee one straight goal. It's 15 points of difference on the LBW Charlie Accounts first quarter scoreboard. We've been playing 16 and a half minutes in this first quarter.
Use of the ball's quite good. Skill level, Bellpost Hill, excellent.
Has been very good. But they've been able to move the ball very quickly as well, which gives the teammates down the field. They know exactly what's going to happen. They're not buggerising around with it, and it's putting it out into space, and they're running onto it well.
Oh, looky. Try to give it to the big fella, Illick. He needs a haircut, the big fella. Can't someone take a ribbon out to number 52, girls? Please get a ribbon on 52, because he can't see what he's doing. The hair's getting in his eyes, and he fumbled the footy, and we've got to bounce down now in the middle of the ground.
If that's his only problem, I don't think he's got much to worry about. Back in the centre, Vilchins, big left fist towards Cameron Carr on the wing. He's got a bit of time too. Poor kick. It's going to fall towards Lewis and Johnny Drysdale. Lewis got it on a string there towards Drysdale now. Up towards Feldman and Buck. Feldman in front. Tommy at the back. The little rover gets the legs pumping. Can't pick it up though. Getting back there, Galauco, his direct opponent, and he sees it over the boundary line.
Hancock, good work, but could have worked a bit harder and taken the bloke. He hit him, but didn't take him out of the play. Good shepherd, but wasn't quite effective.
Beautiful, Ron. You should be a special comments man like Stewie, I'll tell you. Goes up towards Stosic and Vilchins. Vilchins big tap away towards Delaney. Gets around one. Handball inboard to the big man Day. Handball to Morley. He's going to be under pressure. Gets his kick away towards the middle of the ground. Carr stands his ground and should be interfered with their free kick, yes. And Cameron Carr to take it just inside the centre square. Goes now across towards half forward. Lewis and Spicer coming at it. Over is also, that looked like it was Cunningham. It was, and he's going to get a free kick for a high tackle at half-back.
High tackle. The umpire has indicated a holding charge.
Well, I don't know where he was held. I think it might have been high.
I think the umpire needs to have to sit down for a moment and just get his breath.
Cunningham from half-back. Oh, puts the ball up into the breeze.
Is that Dick Philpott out there on the ground?
It might be. It's a magpie. It is. Spicer. It's going to go out towards him and Luddick. And Luddick's got away on this occasion. He can run all the way in. Scooter's chasing him. He takes a bounce. He can finish it off. He does so. Classy. And Luddick for his second goal, and Werribee Central's second in this first quarter.
Keeps a minute, boys.
It certainly does. It's worth, 4 goals you magicians or experts suggested. And at the moment, they're running 9 points up the hill, and that is not good from a Bellpost Hill perspective. But 6 scoring shots to 2 tells the story. So far in proceedings, Bellpost Hill have dominated, but inaccuracy has been very costly, Stewie.
Yeah, I'm not really keen on their forward line setup. I mean, it's probably worked in the last 2 or 3 weeks against some of the lower position sides with Feldman down there. But I'd like to see Ian Stosic, when they're kicking with the wind, I'd like to see him down playing over forward pocket.
Good call.
Goes out towards Vilchins and Edgar gets the handball towards Hart, and he can't take it with him. No, Carr, handball underneath to the big man Illick. Goes towards centre forward, Stosic in front, Wall roving at the back, and also Kosick, who's been lively in this first quarter. Goes out towards Hart. That's Adrian. Goes to his brother Greg, out towards 50, and Sean Lewis. Can he keep it in? The youngster, no, he can't. And it's going to be a boundary throw in about 50 out from the Bellpost Hill goal. Yeah, you're probably right there in the first quarter. We can kick him with the wind. They're probably going across centre half forward, aren't they?
Yep.
Really. They need Stosic down there.
Well, still Feldman kicked 9 last week. They've stuck with the form play, but I tell you, there's been, let's have a look, time check shows, we've been going 15, 18 minutes. I'd suggested, gee whiz, he hasn't had a real big influence, Feldman, at the present time, as Morley picks it up from the centre of the ground. He caught one a little bit high as he kicked the footy, and penalty down the ground, and Luddick takes the footy for the Centurions.
Goes towards Kochevakin, who leads for him, but he can't pick the ball up. Matty Lewis goes towards the safety of the boundary line. And we've seen him do that a few times this year and finds it.
Pretty cool in the crisis, Matty. He knew he was in trouble. He knew there was blokes surrounded. He probably had a bit of a vision down the field, soon they were all covered and went for the boundary line.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know nothing about footy because he didn't pick up a vote in the GDFL Best and Fairest Vote count on Monday night, and the umpires obviously don't know anything about football either. That's unbelievable.
Don't tell me something I don't already know.
Cook goes from the boundary throw in towards Bartolo. Nathan Lewis will push off the ball, free kick, holding the man there. Going to go against the big man Matheson, and Buffer Lewis from half back. Goes towards the leader, David Wall, across the centre of the ground. Sean Lewis is over there also, and Greg Hart's going to go over all their heads, and Wall pushes in front of him. Can he get away from Cunningham? Yes, he can. The bounce inside 50, finish off Wally for your 21st birthday. Goes with a left boot, and Galiaka gets back there to touch it.
Is he related to Johnny Bartolo? Fair dinkum. 2 certain goals gone begging. Well, that could be very costly in the final analysis, gentlemen.
Could be. Buck kicks in towards Vilchins and Lewis. Nobody's touched that ball, and it's out of bounds. On the full, is it? Oh, it has been touched, the boundary umpire thinks.
Great work there by Buff. He's put his body on the line with one of the biggest blokes in the comp, and I'd say he probably won that contest there.
Boundary throw in at half forward for Belpost Hill. Vilchins double fisted towards Nathan Lewis again. Gets a good kick too towards Feldjack, and over the back towards Buck, who leads Feldman in the ball again. Out towards half back again. Vilchins puts his hands up. Drysdale gets around one, doesn't get around Spicer though. And support there from Delaney and also Buchanan. Delaney now got the run of the footy on the wing. Goes towards Matheson at centre half forward. Puts the arms up, takes the mark. Oh, got to get on his left boot. He hasn't got a right one. Gives it back to Slade. Hennessy can settle, measure the kick, and has done very well there to finish it off for Werribee Centrals. And Slade Hennessy puts his first goal on the board, and the Centrals have just got back into it in the last couple of minutes.
Looking good, aren't they?
Well, it's starting to move the ball. The nerves are obviously over. They're starting to move the ball through midfield just the way Belpost still did in the first 10 minutes of the game.
They're using their forwards a little bit better too. Very early on, they were just putting up there, and Batty was running in and out, and they're now sort of opened it up a little bit more. And Luddick and those type players are running into a bit of space, and there's been very little pressure in those last couple of goals with when they've been able to run into a goal from 30, 40 out and not have the pressure coming from behind.
Back in the centre, 3-4-22, Belpost still 3 straight goals. Werribee Central gets it towards Bartolo, but then it came towards Edgar. Poor handball puts Darlow under pressure. Bartolo runs straight through, but without the footy. Also there, Hart and free kick found for a high tackle. It's going to go against Bartolo,
very undisciplined.
And Greg Hart's going to take it on the wing.
He should be taken from the ground.
Well, he hasn't achieved a lot. We're more than halfway through the quarter. They haven't got the results on the board they'd like, and Werribee are now about to go back into attack.
Hand runs around him too. He really bore it up him then, Greg Hart. Fair dinkum. And look at that. Johnny Bartolo, come on down, because here's an opportunity for Matheson, courtesy of John Bartolo, for some very undisciplined football. And he's got an opportunity here from, I'd suggest, no more than 35 out directly in front, and shouldn't have any problems in kicking this. All clear.
She's home.
Great goal.
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
We haven't yet never played either game when we played against them, and
Lucky.
he's very similar size to Brenton Wilson's. He's probably almost a twin brother. He's very much a look-alike, probably a little bit shorter. Going to be a bit of a problem, especially kicking into the wind, because the ball is going to hold up, which does give the big fella a chance if he plays in front.
No runner on the ground yet.
Werribee Central's 4 straight goals, 24 take the lead from Belpost still. 3-4-22 in the first quarter here. Landers, Bull and Wisbowski charted accountants' first quarter scoreboard. Back in the centre, Paul bounce, falls towards Wall, gets a quick left foot kick towards centre half forward. Stossic's got to be in front of Day. Cossack tries to tap it on. Across there, Adrian Hart taps it to the advantage of Cunningham. Stossic goes across there. Now Hancock, can he pick it up? No, he can't. He had support with Cossack. Over the top there, Greg Hart gets it out towards Harton. Runs back towards half back, picks it up, kicks around the corner, looking for Barry Delaney, who runs straight at the footy. Good attacking play. Short little kick towards Adrian Hart, surrounded by Panthers. Cook was one of them, but Adrian Hart did very well, got the kick away. Scooter, though, leads in the race for the footy. Right foot kick back towards centre half forward. Nobody there for Belpost Hill, but they didn't attack it, Day, and also Cunningham. Gareth Buck does. Little kick, toe poke off the ground is okay to Barry Delaney, the skipper. He's at half back. Handball over the top towards Greg Hart again. mucking around a little bit there at halfback Werribee Central. They get out of trouble. Craig Darlow's one of them. Gets it, a quick little handball across, goes towards Vilchins at half forward, and the big man takes the mark. Wanted to play on quickly. And
That is play on.
The umpire said no. Back over your mark. So Vilchins at half forward. Gets a second chance. Goes long now with his right boot towards centre half forward. Matheson behind. Lewis up. Good. To pay the mark. No, it was touched. Play on the call. Lewis on hands and knees. Only as far as Hennessy. Got it to Matheson. Tried to get away. That's dropping the ball. No free kick. Comes towards the bell post. Still defence. They've worked very hard there. David Wall at centre half back now to clear. Goes towards centre half forward. Bounces over Hart's head and also Day. Running at it there is Cossack. Taps it on well to Sveljak. Can't pick it up though. Worked hard there, Greg Hart, and can get away easily as you like. Goes towards half forward looking for Vilchins and also Darren Harton. They raffle it. Harton gets it back in towards the centre and Morley. Morley can sit and take a good mark in the centre.
Costing a bit of trouble there, which would be a worry because he hasn't been too bad across the half-forward line for Belpo still.
And Sveljak very slow getting up. Ball now being paddled forward by Buffer Lewis. Doing well there against Spicer. Big torpedo up to half-forward. Oh, but Tommy Sveljak, he is not at it at all. He's carrying a bit of a leg, and I think you'll find he's given a free kick away.
I think he got the second one. I think it was one a little bit before that.
And opportunity Galauka for the Centurions, who are doing it comfortably in this first quarter. They lead 24-22 into a pretty stiff breeze for mine as Darlow now takes the footy at the centre of the ground. Long bomb to half forward. Oh, the big fella Matheson put one hand up. Oh, Harton was collared. No opportunity to get rid of the footy, and umpire in Santos Burrito will bounce down on the half forward line. Centurions into attack to Werribee Central side. Doing it well in the first quarter.
Vilchins gets it down towards Christensen over the top of the footy for bell post. A little handball kick out of mid-air by Scooter. Cook and Vilchins. They both left the footy. Sean Lewis got it. Gave it to McClure. He goes long towards centre half forward. Day getting back there. Stossick. Oh, Day drops the mark. Got support though. Adrian Hart's been very good. Gives it to his brother Greg, who's also been good in this first quarter. Drives it long towards half forward. Vilchins uses his body. Tries to tap it on towards Matheson. He attacks the footy now, but his handball is smothered by Drysdale, and it's going to be out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Close to siren time for quarter time here, and the Centrals, kicking against the breeze, are in front. 4 straight goals they lead. 3-4-22 bell post hill. Over the back of the pack from Darlow. He gets it again. Right foot kick at half forward. Holds up. Kochevatkins up there. Luddick also. Lewis. Good roving by Batty off the back of the pack. Little left foot kick vision. Sensational to Bartolo across centre half back. He had Wall there also. Goes long towards Hancock and Cunningham. Cunningham in the box seat, but good punch away by Hancock. Worked very hard. Cossack's there. Held on to. No free kick. Cunningham runs straight through. Bartolo works hard again in the middle. Also Darlow, who's had a good first quarter. Handball chopped off by Sean Lewis. He's still working hard in there, the youngster. He's got support also in Drysdale. Cook's there. Handball chopped off by Cunningham and running through Barry Delaney. Great play. Short little kick towards Matheson. Lewis getting back there. There he is now. Good pick up too. Oh, got a high tackle. No free kick. Goes towards the safe to the boundary line. And Darren Harton won't be able to chase it down. It's going to be a boundary throw-in at half forward for Werribee.
Vice captain for Bell Post Hill, very cool in the crisis in that occasion and has been quite busy in this first quarter.
Bit of a worry for Belpo. Still, we've got 3 Werribee Central blokes across from the centre across the wing there and only 1 Belpo still player. I know that they are playing a little bit back, but they can create a bit of a run by having that loose man there.
26 and a half minutes gone to this first quarter. LBW Chartered Accountants bring you the term as we see Edgar now drive the ball to half forward in front. And Matheson will be spoken to by the umpire for a little bit late there on Buffer.
He'll be very lucky to stay on the ground, I think.
I think he's pleaded his case at umpire Santa Spirito, so I think he'll be okay. Just a 50. He's a very lucky boy, though. It was a bit late.
Buffer has a bit of a word as he runs past.
I'm sure he does. Buffer's never short of a word. Lewis now got the 50, and I'd love to buy land off Santa Spirito. That's good. Good block of land there he's bought. Lewis now goes towards the leader, Feldman, and Buck Feldman over his head. Sveljak roving, that's where you need to be, Tommy, but he's over the top of the ball now. Slade Hennessy's there with him, pushed out the back, off the ground, Hancock across the goal and hits the behind post. It's out of bounds on the full, and it's going to be a free kick.
Gee, the opportunities that the Bell Post Hill side have squandered in this first quarter, I can relate to 2, Bartolo and Wall, kicking the ball into the goal square, to the full back on the goal line. There's 2 goals missing. They've kicked the ball out of bounds 3 times. Deary me. That's why the scoreboard shows Werribee Central's 24 points. They lead Bell Post Hill 22. Ball driven now. up there by Bartolo. But again, the Centurions doing well in defence. The loose ball, Spicer fumbled. Now an opportunity for Buffer. Here he goes, the half-back flanker, Nathan Lewis. Goes bang! Don't tell me he's kicked it, he has. Great goal!
Well, that's what they needed from somebody like Wall or Lewis, is just to pick them back up again, the Bellpost Hills side. And they've done it. They've retaken the lead. They're 4-4-28. They lead Werribee Central's 4 straight goals, 4 points of difference on the LBW Charlie Accountants first quarter scoreboard.
Bit of aggression at the football on that occasion, and desire to win it was the reason for why he ended up kicking the goal, the half-back flanker.
Yeah, very, very good play. Backed himself, which is good to see a young bloke do that.
Back in the centre now, Vilchins gets a thump down towards centre half forward. Nathan McClure in front of Matheson on this occasion. Kicks to the wide open spaces on the wing. Morley and also Bartolo. Cossack runs straight at it also. Gets a push, no free kick there. And Adrian Hart and Jamie Cossack just exchanging phone numbers with each other there. And it's going to be a boundary throw in at half forward for the Bellpost Hill side. Another quick goal here would be a good finish for them. Cook over the back, big thump. Bartolo roves it beautifully. Kick across towards Tommy Sveljak. Galeka was nowhere near him, and Tommy takes the mark. And on the siren, we'll have a chance to kick Bellpost Hill's 5th goal.
I wouldn't mind betting that Galeka lost that in the sun there. He's 40 metres away from
He was miles away, wasn't he?
I don't know if you can get that far behind if you're watching the ball. I don't know what's happened there.
Sveljak goes for goal quickly and kicks the goal. Great finish, Bellpost Hill, just what they needed. And Sveljak's 2nd goal of the term.
Couple of crucial goals there in the last couple of minutes, and probably poises the game at a bit of an even stage, although I think they'd like to be a couple more goals up to just sort of pull back the momentum back. Sort of, they're going to be going into the second quarter possibly with the momentum in their favour.
Bellpost Hill 5-4-34. Werribee Central's 4 straight goals, 24. 10 points difference at quarter time in this 1996 elimination final for the GDFL. The goal kickers to quarter time. Sveljak has 2 for Bellpost Hill, singles to Feldman, Nathan Lewis and Jamie Cossack, while for Werribee Central's, Luddick has 2, Matheson and Slade Hennessy 1 each.
Well, great quarter of football, boys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was.
9 goals, 4 kicked for the quarter, and there's probably 2, 3, 4, at least 7 scores that should have been accrued from a Bellpost Hill point of view that haven't been given due to, well, I suppose a bit of bad luck, a bit of inaccuracy, and a little bit of, I suppose, nerves. But, gee, that could be costly for them, Stuart.
Especially early on in the piece there, Ron. Bellpost Hill, they probably missed 3 or 4 opportunities in the first 10 minutes to put a score on the board, and it's always very handy to get a couple of early ones, and everyone around the ground tends to lift a little bit. You can tend to attack a little bit more off your half-back line if you do get them on the board early. And then obviously force a bit of pressure back on the Werribee Centrals to make a few moves, but with their inaccuracy and their poor setup into the forward line, they gave Werribee the chance to stick with the lineup they had, and Werribee turned the situation around during the middle part of that quarter. Again, then threw the pressure back onto Bellpost Hill, but again, they were good enough to respond. The only thing that worries me a little bit with Bellpost Hill, I just noticed, I don't know whether the start of the game took a little bit out of them, but when Werribee running the ball out of their half-back line, they had 4 or 5 Bellpost Hill players were sort of standing there and spectating the ball being run away, hoping the ball does get turned over further down the ground than they become a target. But I'm sure Cookie will be reminding his fellas that it is a final. There is no next week for the losing side, and we want to give all we can for the full term of the quarter, and now's our time to have a rest, not at the halfway point of the quarter.
So at quarter time, Bellpost Hill 5-4-34 lead Werribee Central's 4 straight goals, 24 by 10 points. We'll be back with the second term on guest video after this.